right now, there's always one guy watching us on YouTube. And it's not Jim, because Jim will pop in for like 5 minutes, make some smart ass remarks, and then disappear.
Probably.
But who is it? MC Green?
No.
What's his name?
No name.
Oh, that guy? MC.
Probably my friend Kevin.
Okay. Not Kevin Nez.
No.
Not Nez.
Kevin Hoxie. It's so weird. Like last night, all I did was every time I fell asleep, I kept waking up and then falling back asleep, dreaming of Kevin. So I hope like nothing bad happens to him. I checked the obituaries this morning. No, we were like partners in crime.
Oh, partners in crime.
We committed a lot of crime in our younger years.
We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that because we don't want to be culpable for any.
So I was worried.
We don't want to be subpoenaed later.
Like I said, I checked the obituaries to make sure he was okay.
What makes you think he would be dead?
Well, because it's so weird that you.
That's a bit of a jump. You had a dream about him. I dream about porn stars all the time. They're all fine.
But every time, like, I got up and then I fell back asleep, and it was dreaming of Kevin.
Okay.
So I was like worried, like, dude, are you okay?
Yeah. If you're Kevin, then let us know.
Kevin, be careful.
You know, if she's dreaming about you, this is going to get weird. Things are going to get very strange all of a sudden.
Kevin Hoxie, be careful out there.
Yeah, please, Kevin.
And your little boys.
Them too. We're about to do a podcast here. What's going on, Psycho Bunny Death Cult?
Hi, guys.
Miss Mandoki is watching. Whew. Connor's in the house. What's up, Connor? Here we go. Has anybody seen Dante's Inferno or played the video game? Because this is an animated epic, is what they call it. What's up, Headed Room? What's up, Connor? They're calling it an animated epic based on a video game. Now, Shelly's in the house. What's up, Shelly?
Hi, Shelly.
Shelly, have you seen Dante's Inferno, the animated epic? You can stream it right now on Tubi TV if you have a Roku. Also on YouTube. So when you're done with this, check it out or play the video game. I played it on Xbox 360. You'll find the adaptation pretty accurate, although a lot less sexy. I feel like you could beat off to the video game.
More than the movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Because we're going to get sexy here, but not as sexy as the video game. It's hard to beat off to a video game while you're playing it. It can be done. It just takes a little can-do attitude. You know what I'm saying? Rewatching Supernatural. Okay.
Why, Connor?
I never got into Supernatural. Connor.
I couldn't either.
It's because Connor. It's because of the Jared Padalecki and the other guy, Jensen Ackles, right? They're a couple of studs. They take their shirts off in every episode. You don't think so? Which one do you think is a stud?
Jensen is.
Jensen. He's short. He's a short guy.
He's taller than 5'9", so it's okay.
How do you know? You don't know that. You didn't measure.
I don't know that.
He's shorter than the other one, the Padalecki.
Oh, I don't like him.
Crack House Man and
Friday the 13th.
I like that one. You didn't like that one.
No, that one was okay.
Alan is trying to log on. He says, "Hey, tell Alan we said what's up, Shelly."
Hi,
and he's doing the Lord's work there. Hey, there he is. Hey, Alan, how we doing? How we doing, Alan?
Hey, y'all.
I hope you're not at work. You're probably at work, but I hope I played Dante's Inferno. See, he played the video game also, which is a lot sexier.
What was Dante's on? Like what system?
I played it on Xbox 360. You could probably also get it on a PS3. Pretty good game. It's very hack and slash God of War style. Anyway, kiddos, we're gonna go ahead and do a podcast here. If you guys
Alan is not working today.
Oh, very cool. You got a day off. She loves Jared Padalecki, and Troy is also watching.
Hi, Troy.
Troy is in a weird situation.
Yeah, Troy. I hope the best for you.
Yeah, man. That sucks.
I don't really know the story. I just picked up pieces of
if I'm not mistaken, Troy got kicked out of his apartment, and now they're not letting him get his stuff back because the building has been condemned because his old cohabitors in the apartment building were doing meth or something to that extent, which is fucked up, Troy.
That is.
That is completely fucked up, man.
And see, I'm a troublemaker when it comes to that stuff because I would fight that. Like, I would nitpick the system to find a reason to fight and get a lawsuit going.
Well, you have to.
I mean, that's not right.
Matt, you don't want to be quarantined with Monica. And I'm going to tell you why. All right.
Why?
She's an attractive young lady. I get that. But she tends to get a little clingy. So.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? And she can make a 3-bedroom, 2-bath feel like a prison cell. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that that is a thing. And that can get, after you're turning the corner of day 5, you're going to be like.
Oh my God.
All right, let's do a goddamn podcast here, people. He's home today, thankfully. Okay, very cool. Very cool. Alan, glad you could join us. Glad you made the podcast. Sorry we missed last week. It's been a weird kind of a whole week here.
Yeah.
Here we go. That's right, inmates. We're talking about Dante's Inferno. This one's from 2010. It's rated R. You can find this one streaming currently on Tubi TV. It is, and get better, lawyers couldn't help. Earthquake almost made a mess of new place. Fucking Troy. So, dude, the 2020 sucks a bag of dicks, my friends. I think that's pretty much universal at this point. Anyway, good news. You're not in the 3rd layer of hell, which is, I think, the worst. So this one,
still walking the dogs. Unfortunately, Matt, I am not walking the dogs. Our dog park is closed down.
Everything's closed.
So I have to wait, and I'm just getting fatter because I can't walk my dogs.
We're just going to go ahead and turn Monica's microphone on
because I'm a fake blood.
And she has failed to do so yet again. So we're going to cut this and go from the top. That's right, inmates. We're talking about Dante's Inferno. It's from 2010. It's based on a video game and the classic works of, I want to say, Jeffrey Chastain or somebody. I forget who wrote the actual Divine Comedy and Dante's Inferno. Either way, this one is based on the video game is based on a classic, and so is the movie. The animated epic is more based on the video game than it is the actual literary classic. Regardless, this one's from 2010, directed by Victor Cook, stars Mark Hamill. These are all voice actors, obviously. Mark Hamill, Victoria Tennant, and Vanessa Branch. Dante wrote. Well, theoretically, Dante wrote it. You're right, Alan. So basically, I don't know how familiar you guys are with the actual literary works Dante's Inferno, but I'm not going to bother you with that because it's a very long, drawn-out situation. Snapshot is that a crusading knight loses his lover, and now he's going to traverse the 9 layers of hell to recover her and get her into God's graces and save her soul from eternal damnation. To be honest, I want to be quarantined with the both of you guys and Scarlett. Well.
Oh, well, we would have lots of fun.
Well, let me tell you, Connor, I've got some toys. So does she. She has more toys than I do. And we will have some fun, my dear. Regardless, Dante can't remember his last name. He is an Italian poet. I have several copies of it. Wow. Okay. Very cool, Alan.
Wow.
So basically, we're going to kick it right back to the Crusades, the early Crusades. We have a crusading knight. In this iteration, he is going to be a Knights Templar, which is kind of cool, but it doesn't really pertain to much in the story. We're going to pick up with him leaving the crusade and traveling back to his homeland to find his wife and father, and his entire household has been murdered. They're all dead, and his wife has got a boobie out, which is it's rapey. It's never alluded to the fact that she was raped, but it's definitely a possibility, because I think whenever we find a dead young lady with a boobie out, we immediately jump to rape. You find a dead guy with the boobie out. Oh, he got his shirt ripped. Dead young lady, probably a rape victim, or at the very least got some unwanted groping.
Well, she could have had her shirt ripped too. Like they could have wrapped her.
I know, but I feel like when a chick gets her shirt ripped, it's like here.
Well, in those
got
times,
a sleeve off.
They did get raped.
That's what. Yeah. In these times, they get raped. Like, okay, if you found Monica minus the crazy bitch hoodie, you would immediately think rape, right? Because, I mean, have we ever seen her without a crazy bitch hoodie? I haven't. I've known her for like 6 years now. I don't know. I don't think she leaves the house without one. Anyway, so that's gnarly, man. And we're thinking we're going to get into the Crow territory here, where he's going to go all suicidal on us. We need the board game Jumanji. Jensen Ackles, Jared Padalecki, and Misha Collins are hot.
I don't know who those other two guys are.
I think Misha's a chick, isn't she? I don't know, man.
I don't know. Tell me who it is.
Dude, I watched like the first 4 seasons of Supernatural. After that, I was like, I can't. What are they? There's like 13, 14 seasons now, 15?
I don't know. Our friend Rapist Mike tried to get me to watch that
Mike
show.
Mike the Rapist, he's into it.
Did like a few episodes and went,
this is a soap opera. It's a soap opera is what it is. But, I mean, somebody's got to get torn in half at some point. And that never happens. It's mostly these two. I don't want to I don't want to shit on your show there.
No.
All right, anyway, back to Dante's Inferno. So finds a dead body. She's not actually dead yet. She's like clinging to life, and he like holds her, and she's like, "Oh, Dante, it's all good, man. I'm gonna die, but we're gonna be together in heaven. And hey, you didn't cheat on me, right? And as long as you didn't betray me, then we'll be together in heaven." And he's like, "I mean, like cheat on you as in how? Because I mean, I didn't like totally cheat on you, or." I mean, no, I didn't cheat. I would never cheat on you, Beatrice.
Yeah, we don't know anything yet.
I would never cheat on you, Beatrice. Right. You're good. And she's like, okay. And then she dies, and her soul comes out of her body, still with a boobie out, mind you. Actually, 2 boobies, because when you got to be naked, apparently, to get into heaven and have a giant rack on you. She starts like ascending to heaven, and she's like, okay, bye-bye. I'm going to heaven now. And he's like, my dear Beatrice, I will see you again in heaven because I am holy and righteous. And she's like, okay, bye-bye. And then all of a sudden, this black smoke comes out of the ground, like wraps around her soul. And she's like, you fucker, you betrayed me. And he's like, I did not betray you. And then there's like the smoke like grows a pair of eyes and a nose. And he's like, Dante, you foul wretch. You have betrayed your beloved, and now I will take her to a... And now we get a little snapshot here. So what happened, and I'm glazing through a lot of this, Beatrice, in Dante's absence, made a deal with the devil. And she said, hey, man, you bring Dante back to me in one piece from this ridiculous war where everybody's getting killed. And if he has been true and has not betrayed me, which I know he hasn't, because Dante, right, he's into me, and that's it, then that'll be cool. And the devil said, okay, but if he has betrayed you, I get your soul and you're coming with me down to hell, my dear. So that was the wager. All right. That's a lot to lay on the line. So the devil gets Beatrice, takes her down to hell. Dante's like, wait a minute, I did not betray her, you son of a bitch. So he starts chasing after the devil, goes through like a forest fire where there's a bunch of zombies at the end. Kills all the zombies because Dante knows his way around a sword and a shield. Kills all the zombies. Gets to the gates of hell and he's like, "Let me in, you fucker! You got my wife in there and I want her back." Hey everyone, how's the quarantine going? What's up, Rich? It sucks and we're going crazy. And Monica just got kicked off of Facebook.
Did you see that?
I did. It just gave you a swipe.
Wow.
I don't know what happened, but Rich, thank you for joining us. We're talking about Dante's Inferno. Dante's all pissed off, and he starts banging on the gates of hell. And here comes this random ghostly dude, and he's like, "Dante, hey man, I can get you in there, and we're gonna get you in to save your girl there." And find out this is the Roman poet Virgil, and he is going to get Dante. He's like the the bouncer, I guess, and he just put Dante on the list to get into hell.
Yeah.
So in they go, and everything's cool for a minute. Dante, before he gets in, he has to like have his soul purified through pain. I don't know why, but all these ghostly hands come out of the ground and they grab him and they rip all of his armor off and they take his Knights Templar sigil and they stitch it into his skin for him. And that really looks like, I'm sure that sucks.
Like a Hellraiser moment there.
Kind of, but in the video game, Dante actually does that himself.
Oh, wow.
Because he's that fanatical. He's like, oh, I don't need any armor. I'm such a badass. I'm just going to stitch this shit into my own skin like a bad motherfucker. At what point in the story do the people who contract Corvid turn into zombies? I think you're watching a different movie there, James. I don't. We're talking about Dante's Inferno, so I don't know. There are zombies involved. Anyway, hey, Summer's in the house. What's up, Summer?
Hi, Summer.
If Corona turned your best friend into a zombie, would you kill him or her? My best friend is a dog, and dogs are immune. So, no can do there, Jamesy. So anyway, after that really sucks. They get into hell, and the first place they come to is it's like the staging ground for hell. Now hell has it's like the Hive kind of from Resident Evil. It's got all these various levels, and you're gonna get judged, and then they're gonna send you to which level you need to be at.
Like the Brad Pitt movie.
Which one?
7? Yes.
So you got kind of like that. 7 deadly sins. Except there's 9 levels to hell. There's only 7 deadly sins. But that's okay, because we're going to explain this whole shit. Now, I got to kind of keep the first level they come to is Limbo. Now, Limbo is where you cross the river Styx. You meet Karen, whatever his name is, the guy that takes you across.
Yeah.
Now, in this iteration and in the video game, Charon is the boatman, but he is also the boat. So he's like the figurehead on the boat, and all the damned souls, they all look like zombies pretty much, pile onto the boat. And he's like, I'm going to take you across. And then, he's doing, abandon all hope, ye wretched souls who enter here. You are going to the hell. All right, we get it, you fucker. So there he goes, and he's got, but like halfway through this boatman's journey, he's like, there's an alive guy on my boat, and he doesn't belong here. Hey, everybody, we got an alive guy here. He thinks he's pretty hot stuff. So all these demons come out of like the canyons. They're like these winged bull minotaur things, and they've all got these giant sights on them. So they come swooping down, and Dante's like telling Charon the business. He's like, take me to Beatrice, you punk ass. And he's like, yeah, I'll take you where you need to be, you piece of shit. And here comes all these demons, and they're all swooping in on him. Dante kicks the shit out of most of these guys. He lost his sword and armor, though, when he got the stitch job done. But he grabs one of these demon size, and now he's kicking some ass with these fucking things.
Yeah.
It is confusing, Connor, but hang out with me. I'm going to get you through this. So now Dante, he wrecks Charon. He, cuts his head open and wrecks the boat, which causes like a little bit of a jailbreak here with all these lost souls. And Virgil's like, look at these fucking guys. Where the fuck are they? You're already in hell, assholes. You're not going to go anywhere. This is where you might as well get back in line. So what we're finding out, though, is that where Charon was taking them was to King Abib. Now, what King Abib's job is, he judges the souls, puts them on like this weird what would you call that? It's like a fucking grinder kind of a thing. It kind of looks like a saddle spur. Except you think you're hot shit, Darian. I try to be. It's like a saddle spur, and he impales everybody on the fucking saddle spur, and then he says, you're a traitor, or you're lustful, or you're greedy. And then the spur rotates, and it drops the soul down to whatever level that you belong at. So that kind of sucks. But here comes Dante, and he's like, "Hey, fucko, I'm just gonna. You're not gonna impale me on any of this shit. I got to get down to Beatrice. What level is she at?" And he's like, "I'm gonna judge you anyway, you fucktard." And he's like, "Oh no, you're not, you asswipe." So big fight. Needless to say, Dante kills King Abib, And then he's like, well, I don't know where I'm going. So, and Virgil's like, all right, come on, let's go. I know where we're going. But it just wrecks everything. And then here comes another jailbreak with all these souls. So they're now all these souls that were supposed to get sent to their right departments are just kind of like standing around like, I don't fucking know. Or I'm already in hell. And I guess we'll just hang out. So until
iconic pole fit.
Her name's Summer. She's the one that does all the pole dancing videos.
Oh, okay. I didn't know her first name. It just comes up as pole fit.
I wouldn't know either. Buddy's the only one that she actually talks to.
Oh.
So
why Buddy? I'm a girl. I'm right here.
You notice how she grabbed her boobs when she
said I'm a girl. I'm right here. Did I really do that?
Yes, like, you did. I'm a girl. Which was very strange. Anyway,
that's like great people. I'm a girl.
True. Hey, she's a girl. There it is. All right. It's very, very, very awkward.
I didn't even notice I did that.
Back to the movie. So everybody's standing around. They're like, okay, well, because you're an asshole and you just killed King Abib, now we have to take the long way. We're going to have to traverse our way down through each level to find Beatrice. She's at the fucking bottom, which brings us to our next level, which is lust. This is exactly the level where I would be. I would be there. Yes. And to be honest with you, I'm kind of excited about it. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like a good time. So this is where all the lustful souls go, obviously.
This would be where Frank is at.
Frank? Yes. Uncle Frank from Hellraiser. He'd be there. I'd be there. Who else? Harvey Weinstein. That's where he's going. That's right. Where I'll meet him there. Maybe you can get me in a movie or something. I'm a girl and still get gender assumed. Okay. Well.
Why? I've seen you. You look like a girl.
Yeah.
You're a cute girl, so that's weird.
It's
people are blind.
Gender. So people. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. All right. So he gets down there and like as soon as he walks in the door, like 10 or 12 hot chicks are just like, Dante. Hey, girl. Ooh, girl, that's your new mood. Woo. And they're like, Dante, give it up, big boy. And he's like, no, you wretch. I'm not here for you harlots. I'm here for Beatrice. And they're like, don't worry about her. Come here. You're interesting.
We'll take care of you.
Yeah. See, that's as far as I go. Hello, ladies. I've been waiting for you. He's like, no, ladies. I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm just passing through here. And they're like, oh, if you're not going to give it up, we're going to take it from you.
I know. What a stupid remark. We're going to take it.
Yeah, it's about to get rapey up in here. People think I'm a dude because of my name. Oh, Connor. Well, I think I do know probably more guy Connors than I do girl Connors. To be honest with you, I don't think I know any Connors other than you, Connor.
I worked with a Michael, and she was with girl.
I don't know. Either way, it's neither here nor there. Connor, welcome. You're always welcome with us, whatever you may be.
Yeah.
So he's like trying to get away from these hot chicks, and they're like, no, dude, it's going down. They all grow vagina tentacles, what would you put they shoot, like, they have like vagina.
It almost reminded me of the girl that you like.
Which one?
I like you.
Oh, her?
Yeah.
A little bit. They got like some nasty vaginal, like
thing coming out.
Yeah, but it like shoots out. They can shoot it out at you. It's like the mandibles from Alien, except they can get like a good 6-7 feet with this fucking vagina.
Yeah.
So that's pretty gnarly. And he's got to fight these bitches off, and he's hacking them to death with the scythe. Eventually, he gets through there, and Virgil's like, "Whew, that was a close one, buddy." And they get to the next one, which is Gluttony. I could also possibly find myself in the Gluttony level. A bunch of fat guys there, and they're all bald for some reason. When you eat too much, does your hair fall out? Is that what happens? I don't know, but
I would think you'd have more hair.
A bunch of bald fat guys running around there, and they just got like this weird red sludge, and they're just shoveling them, just shoveling her in their face. And Dante's like, "Hey, Virgil, what's going on here? What's up with these guys?" Dante, this is the level of gluttony.
Isn't this the fat guy in the bathtub from Seven?
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. Yes, this is him. Or no, not in the bathtub.
Or was he the one
spaghetti?
in the okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't he in the chair or something?
Yeah, he was slumped over the big plate of
he was like
spaghetti.
400 pounds or something. Yeah.
Just eating himself to death. This is pretty gross. Again, like a big mob of these fat dudes like start monkey pawn Dante, and he's like, "Get off me, you fat fucks!" And then he grabs his scythe and just starts hacking them to bits. And this is a good chunk of our movie. Now, something to mention here before we move on: if you watch this movie, this animated epic as it is, you'll notice that the look of Dante and Virgil changes in each level of hell that they go through. So it's kind of weird, and I found out that the reason behind that is because this animated epic actually has 6 different directors and animators behind it. If you didn't know that, it can be a little hard to follow because he looks so different in each segment. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, what the fuck? Did something happen? And now he's got long hair, and then you cut back, and now he's got like this weird bionic arm thing. You're like, what happened here?
I noticed that, but I was I just like overlooked it. I was like, why does he look different? And
yeah.
I'm like, am I watching the right movie again?
Yeah,
okay.
No, it changes from everyone.
Huh.
Have you guys heard of Pocky? It's an amazing snack food. No. Is this the animated Dante's Inferno that's on Prime? I need to watch it soon because it leaves at the end of the month. Sorry, I got here late.
Yes.
Is it on Prime? Rich, if you miss it on Prime, it's on Tubi TV. You can find it there also for free.
Yes.
If you're on Roku.
And they didn't cut nothing out.
No, you get to see all the boobs and the vagina monsters and all that stuff. Although, if you play the video game, the vagina, like boss fight, each level is like a thing. And at the end of Lust, you have to fight Cleopatra.
Oh.
And she comes out, and she's topless, and she shoots those little babies out of her nipples.
Oh.
The little babies have like blade arms, and they come at you like spiders. She shoots them out of her nipples. Pew, 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 pew.
It's like Castlevania. You have to fight Medusa.
Yeah.
And then the little snakes come at you.
Yeah, or Cleopatra. And do they come out of her vagina? Or
no, they just like come out from her head or something.
Okay. Well, these ones come out of her nipples. It's pretty crazy. Can't beat off to it because you gotta beat her, and you can't do that one-handed. You can't. I tried. So that's pretty gnarly. Now we're going to start getting into a little juicy backstory here, and we're going to find out what the fuck is going on. So during the gluttony level, we're going to get a little what's happening here. Turns out Dante's dad is a right piece of shit. Always was. Kicked the crap out of his mom on a regular basis. Greedy as all fucking get out, and a bit of a fat son of a bitch himself. So Dante's like, well, my dad was a right piece of shit. Good chance he's down here in hell somewhere, probably here in the old gluttonous level. So he's looking around. His dad's not there, but he knows that's a possibility. Also, we're going to get another, just as we transition between gluttony and greed, we're going to get another flashback, and we're going to find out exactly what old Dante was up to during the Crusades. Now,
yeah.
Okay, he to be fair to Dante, he thought he had himself like a loophole, like a slick little technicality that was going to backdoor him into heaven. Not quite so much. Here's what happened. So before they left for the crusade, Dante and Francesco, who was actually Beatrice's younger brother, took the oath of the Templars, and in doing so, immediately became absolved of all sins by the Catholic Church, who sanctioned the Crusades to begin with, right? So they thought they were going into the Crusades with a clean slate, and were thus going to come back with a clean slate because they had been absolved by a priest of the Catholic Church. A little suspect, but I'll give you a little leeway there. During the Crusades, big battle somewhere. They routed the forces of King Saladin, who was one of the Muslim sultans. In doing so, they took a crap ton of prisoners. I think they said like 3,000 or so. and held them captive. Of course, treated the prisoners like shit because that's what happened back then. And Dante, being the fervent and zealous Christian that he was like, these heretic scum aren't worthy. He was a piece of shit, man. He was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's like, they don't deserve to breathe Christian air. He's like, at some point after this particular battle, the Catholic Church is like, okay, you group of Templars, you're now in charge of keeping track of these 3,000 prisoners. The rest of the front line will move forward. So Francesco, who actually was somehow Dante's senior in command at this point, and Dante and a few other dudes were now in charge of keeping track of all these prisoners. So Dante's about to take his post there in the prison, walks in and sees two of the Templars kicking the living shit out of some dude. And he's like, bah, heretic scum, and walks right past like nothing. But in doing so, he catches the eye of a young lady who's also a prisoner. And she's like, noble knight, please help my friend. He was only trying to defend my honor against the other guard who I think was going to possibly...
I thought it was her husband.
Well, yeah, but we don't know that yet. She's like, he was only trying to defend my honor as one of your guards was trying to finger my butthole. And he was just trying to help me. And he's like, well, she's like, he's a heretic scum anyway, so let him take his medicine. And she's like, oh, good Lord, the nights here get very cold, and I could perhaps offer you some comfort. And he's like, well, what kind of comfort? So, needless to say, and I'm going to cut through a lot of the subtleties here, he had sex with the prisoner, obviously, in return for having that dude not get the shit kicked out of him anymore. And not only that, but did her one better and had that guy released while she got to go right back to prison after probably blowing Dante. So did you, in fact, betray Beatrice, Dante? Yes, you did. You dirty dog. You're out banging prisoners of war while you're supposed to be, true to Beatrice.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. And you're being a real dick to these guys. As we find out later, King, what was his name? The king that they beat actually held Christian prisoners and spared their lives and set them free to go back to their homeland. But Dante is like, these are heretics. He has the guards open the thing and just goes in there and kills everybody.
Yeah.
What a fucking asshole.
Yeah, and it gets worse.
No, it gets even worse.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet because this guy's a real fucking asshole. Regardless, that's kind of a flashback that we get at this point. Now we're going to greed, the next level of hell. These guys are all like counting money the whole time, and there's like giant pits of molten gold, and they're oh, we need more gold.
This might be me.
And well, see, now, Dante actually brought up a good point because he gets down there and he's like, "The fuck do you guys need gold for?" And they're like, "We just want more gold. What are you gonna do with it? You're in hell, you asshole. You can't do. What are you gonna go to the store and buy a big screen TV with all this gold? No, you're in hell. There's no stores down here, you asswipes."
That's a good point.
Then what are you gonna do with it? They're just like, more, give me more. At this point, he actually does run into his dad, who is like this weird vagina mouth skull ogre kind of a thing.
It almost reminded me of like a sumo wrestler.
Kind of. Yeah. He's a big fat fuck, as we've come to expect. And it's like his mouth is to like permanently open, but he's got like a vagina inside that he talks from. And he's like, Dante, you're an asswipe. And he's like, fuck you, Dad. I'm going to fight you. So big fight between Dante and his dad. Needless to say, Dante kills his dad, which is fun. Well, I mean, he's already, I don't know that you can kill somebody that's in hell, but Dante's doing a hell of a job of it thus far. Kills his dad, and he's like, all right, Virgil, let's move it along here. Who's next? From greed, we go to anger. But before we get to anger, we're actually going to cut to Beatrice and her side of the story. Beatrice, of course, made the deal with the devil to bring Dante back to her homeland safely. Turns out the devil is rather hot for Beatrice, and like in a horny kind of a way. He's like, Beatrice, you are a pure soul, my dear, and you do not belong here, but I got you anyway, so I think I'm going to go ahead and make you the queen of hell because that's what I'm into. I've never had a pure soul, so you're going to be my queen of hell. And she's like, no, Dante was true to me. I will never be your wife. So he sets her on fire. And it looks like it hurts. And she's got a nice body, and I hate to see that kind of a body burn up. But he does one of these, and then she's not on fire, and she's right back to being a hottie again. She's like, God, that really sucked, man. Dante doesn't get me out of here soon. I'm going to have to suck this guy's dick or something. I don't know. That's terrible. I don't want to do that. So Dante is now in anger, and anger turns out to just be a giant river. With a bunch of dudes just kind of fighting each other and like trying to smash each other into the river and like grab anything. So Virgil's like, hey, we got to get across this river. And Dante's like, yeah, man, that's a giant mosh pit. I don't know how we're going to do this. So Virgil summons his buddy, who is a giant kaiju monster. And then they all jump on the monster's head. And the monster just walks right across the river. And it's kind of like a Smashing Pumpkins video, right?
Oh.
You know, that one where they're all in the big mud pit.
Oh, yes.
And they're all Marie, I'm just a rat in a cage.
I like that song.
I don't like Billy Corgan. He's too
I don't either.
He's too whiny. It's his voice. I'm sure he's a nice guy. Whatever.
No, he's not.
Okay, then.
He's a heroin addict.
Well,
Chuck, you can confirm
that. All right. So the monster, though, takes him right. He like just shoots right across the river into the next level of hell, which is the city of Dis. What's up, Padded Room? Long time no see. Please tell me we are over the Cartoon Network and back. No. Sorry, parole officer. We're still on the Cartoon Network. Yeah. I have about had it. But
this one was a good one.
This one was not bad.
Yeah, this one was about hell.
So we get into the city of Dis, and it's basically like hell's capital. And as soon as the monster gets in there, like all the city's defenses light up and start shooting at the monster. The monster eventually dies, and Virgil and Dante jump off its head and go taking off. This is like where the hierarchy of hell is. Like the upper echelon demons and stuff like that. But for some reason, they don't want to fuck with Dante. I think he built like a rep already. So they're like, hey. And Virgil's like, he is fated to be here, and he will go to Beatrice. Stand aside, demons. So they're all like, hey, man, we don't want any problems here. We just want to let him go. So away he goes, and this takes him to the next level, which is violence. This is a giant mosh pit right here. And he's got to get through here. Everybody's pissed off. This is basically where all the soldiers go, and anybody that was there is
no good cartoon horror movie.
Oh man,
this one wasn't bad.
It's not bad. It's more of like an action epic. It's a video game, parole officer. You know?
Yeah, Doom would be a good one.
Doom, good. Dead Space, not bad.
That's the alien one. Yes. I was going to watch that one.
It's very Event Horizon.
Oh, okay.
But with, certain other elements. Anyway, he gets through violence. Violence is fine. Gets to fraud. Apparently, fraud is now a deadly sin.
Wow.
I could easily be headed there, too, because I have told some tall tales.
Insider trading fraud?
Yes.
Oh, I believe
Ask Martha Stewart. So there's that. Now, this is where we get a little bit more of Dante's backstory. So he turns out he did cheat on Beatrice. That's a motherfucker. And that, in fact, costed Beatrice her soul, which is also a motherfucker, which is probably why he's so angry and trying to save her. What we didn't know is that Beatrice, up to this point, was completely unaware of that. She now got the full scoop from the devil, and he's like, look, man, here's how it went down. He banged that other chick to get let her husband go. He didn't know that was her husband that was begging for that was getting the shit kicked out of him. So her husband gets out of there. Now, dude, let me tell you something. If I'm taking a beating, like a nasty beating, like a Templar Knight beating, now there it is. And my wife is like, hey, I'm gonna suck some dicks to get you out of this. Go. No harm, no foul. Whatever's gonna take to make them stop punching me in the face and breaking my ribs, by all means, go. I'm not going to hold it against her. You know what I mean? This fucking asshole's like, you're not my wife. You're a harlot. You should have let me get punched in the asshole 3 more times or whatever. So he's all pissed off. He just got him a ticket out of the fucking Templar Knights prison, and he's pissed off at her.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this? What a fucking asshole. He's like, you're a harlot. How dare you? I'm cool with it, man. We can be married after we get out of prison. And no, like I said, no harm, no foul as far as I'm concerned. Whatever it takes to get them to stop punching me in the face. Thankfully, I have the Black Four Loko. Oh.
I actually stopped and they were out of it.
I will say this, parole officer. If I have to pick a Four Loko that I must drink, it would probably be the Black. The Black Four Loko is the bomb, where it has been all my life. It's probably the best. Although I don't condone drinking Four Loko at all. But, I mean, if you got to pick one, that's probably a good one to go with. Oh, God.
Four Loko and a Monster mixed together. Can you imagine the night you'd have?
You're going to jail. Ooh. You're going to jail is what's going to happen. So take it easy, parole officer. Let's just mellow out. Okay. Watch Dante's Inferno. You're going to love it. So this motherfucker's like, I am going to kill Dante. And everybody that loves him find out that this is the guy that went all the way back to Dante's house, killed all the servants, his dad, who, good for him, fuck him anyway, and Beatrice, and disappeared into the night just as Dante was rolling onto the scene. So that's a motherfucker. But, you know, I mean, I don't like that guy any more than I like Dante. Pretty much every person with a penis involved in this movie, with the exception of Virgil, is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So that happened, and now we know who killed Dante, who killed Beatrice, and everybody else. And it was an unintended consequence of Dante's actions, which makes him feel like a bigger piece of shit. And we now know that Dante is also guilty of fraud, which puts him at the 8th level of hell. If he were dead, which he's not, he's still alive. So that really sucks, but now we know more about what's going on here. Now we go to the last level of hell, which is designated for traitors. And this one's pretty gnarly. We got a bunch of shit down there. Not a lot of, I mean, there's more fucking demons he's got to fight and stuff like that. But then we get to the bottom level of hell, which is like a forest, and it's for suicide people that committed suicide. And that's where we find Dante's mother. And basically what happens, according to this lore, is that if you commit suicide, your soul floats to the very bottom of hell, where it kind of gets planted, and then you grow into a tree, and then you're just stuck there being a tree in hell. But to be honest with you, compared to the other levels of hell, it didn't look that bad. It was just a big forest. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the occasional dog come and pee on you, but I mean, it's better than being in that weird mosh pit lake, right?
Oh, yeah. It's better than pain and suffering.
Yeah, or that impalement wheel thing that they had up at the top.
But do you feel the pain of whatever suicide you committed?
I don't know.
Question.
I don't know. And then what we didn't know is that Dante's mom obviously committed suicide. He didn't know that either.
But we don't blame her.
No, because she was getting her ass kicked every day by Dante's piece of shit dad.
Yeah.
So that really sucks. She hanged herself. And Dante's dad told Dante that the fever, fucking reason I'm here, Dante. All you had to do was keep it in your pants during the war, and you couldn't even do that. You had one job. Fatal. Shit.
One job.
She is like, you know what? Fuck off. Fuck yourself. I'm going to go. I'm here. I'm already here. I'm going to be Satan's bride. And he turns her into like this weird rock star chick, which I thought was pretty hot for a cartoon.
Yeah, me too. I'd totally be down for that.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, if you're already there, you might as well make the most of it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
She's got like Ghost Rider flames coming out of her head. Now Dante has to fight Demon Beatrice, which he does, and he wins, of course. And once he beats her down, then he goes and has to fight the devil for her soul. He wants to get her to purgatory, which is out of hell. So the last level of hell, the very bottom, is like an icy wasteland, and he's got to cross that to get to Satan, who is all chained up at the bottom. So he cuts all the chains off, and then he fights Satan, beats him, but then Satan's like, ha, 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 ha. Fooled you, you fucking asshole. When you cut all these chains off me, you basically set me free. Now I'm going to go to purgatory, and I'm really going to rock some shit, because once I get to purgatory, I can easily make it up to heaven, and then I'm really going to wreck some shit. And basically, the cosmos is going to be one giant hell, and I'm going to rule it all. So thank you very much, Dante. By the way, you were my servant all the time. All this war and pain and suffering that you caused, it was all at my behest. And this whole thing with Beatrice, and it was all one big chess game that I was playing, and it worked perfectly. You are my little puppet, and thank you very much for that. And Dante's like, wait, fucking, you got me, you son of a bitch. You fucking fooled me. And he's like, yeah, I did. And then, of course, he kills Satan again, and now Satan's actually dead. And then Dante gets Beatrice to purgatory, where Beatrice is like, hey, thanks, man. I'm in purgatory now, so eventually I'm going to get upstairs, which is where I wanted to go. And then Dante's like, well, everybody's right. I really am a big piece of shit. I should probably just hang here in hell, because this is where I probably...
Nice haircut.
Oh, you like the haircut? Who said that? The parole officer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, parole officer, this forehead isn't getting any smaller. So I
just shave it off.
That's what I did. I'm not gonna go skin tight.
Why not?
No, I got too many weird bumps and knobs. Dude.
Then wear a bandana and you'll look super hot.
With a suit and tie? No.
You might be like a Bret Michaels hot.
I don't want to be a Bret Michaels hot.
We should get you a bandana with
the big bangs that come down.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna talk about horror movies. We're talking about Dante's Inferno, bro. Some ladies out in the parking lot that I really want to talk to. All right. Anyway. So Dante's like, you know what? I am a piece of shit. Everybody's right. Apparently I was a minion of Satan the whole time. I should probably just hang here in hell. You go have a good time in heaven, and that's pretty much the end of your movie right there. You have to accept the loss. It comes with age. Yeah, I know. That's why I shaved it all off there, parole officer. And it's all gray now. Even when it comes in, it's gray. God damn it.
Who cares?
I do.
Like hot.
Gray hair?
Yeah. That is the hottest trend right now.
Oh, God.
Happening.
Oh, God. Well, then I am the
You are the Sean Connery.
That's what I am.
There you go.
The Sean Connery of horror podcast.
There you go.
Get the fuck out of here. That was Dante's Inferno, Monica. What did you think of this one?
I actually liked it a lot.
I dug it.
Yeah. Because, I'm into the devil stuff.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever read the classic works?
No.
Me neither. I've perused it, and it seems very hard to get through. Just in like the language and the dialect, it's kind of like reading H.P. Lovecraft. You got to have like a thesaurus next to you.
Oh, I can't do that.
It's tough action. I will say the video game is much more graphic for those of you that have played it. The boss fights are fucking gnarly. There's a lot of like tentacle things. I think at the end of Lust, you have to fight like one of the Roman senators who's just a big, or not Lust. I think it was Gluttony. And he's just a big fat piece of shit, and he vomits on you.
Oh, wow.
And you have to dodge the vomit, hit him in between vomits.
You have to look this game up.
You would probably dig it.
Yeah, it almost sounds like Castlevania to me.
Pretty much. It's very God of War in the game style play. It's just hack and slash through all these fucking demons. Very easy to play. You can get through it in an afternoon. Pretty good show. I say check it out. Streaming for free right now on Tubi TV. I guess somebody said it was also on Amazon. Rich said it was on Amazon Prime, but it's not going to be there much longer. So
yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
Definitely. Check it out. It is animated. Bear in mind you're dealing with 6 different directors. So the look and feel of Dante and Virgil changes each level as you go. And if you're not paying attention, you're like, who the fuck is this guy? Why does he have long? He looks like a chick all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And then you come back and he's like this big shredded guy with a bionic arm. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
I did enjoy all the heads being chopped off. I was like, wow, look at this.
A lot of gore for an animated feature.
Yeah.
All right. I think we are going to take us a little break. We'll come back with some other stuff. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Once again.
We'll be back next week with a reprisal of Wicked City. We were supposed to do that last week, but Nevada decided to shut itself down last week, like 30 seconds before we were supposed to start this show.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a thing. And then, for those of you that aren't listening to the podcast, as we're watching the governor's speech about closing all non-essential businesses, my son walks out in the kitchen with a spaghetti bowl and goes, bleh!
Yeah, that was.
All right, just
I felt like
the
Exorcist moment.
I was like, between my vomiting son, wondering whether or not I have a job in the morning, and wondering whether or not I have the goddamn coronavirus, I'm not going to do a show because there's no way I'm going to be in any way entertaining while that's going on.
Yeah. It was almost like The Exorcist.
Yeah. It was like a perfect storm of horse shit.
So your son puked, and the dog stood there and peed like Linda Blair did.
Yeah, it's true. I got a puppy dog who's pissing up the entire house.
So cute. It's okay.
I didn't even mention it because it's just part of my daily life now. It's just piss everywhere, and I wake up, I mop the floors.
Quarantine.
Happy quarantine, Rich. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Yes.
Join us next week for Wicked City here in the Padded Room, closing out finally Anime Month.
Oh boy. I might as well stay the night that Tuesday because I'm going to be hammered. Yes. Going over that movie.
It's something. I hope you like mouth rape because you're gonna get some next week.
And Black Widows.
Vaginal spider women. Lot of weird sex stuff going on next week. We already seen it. Well, I'll probably watch it again just as a bone up on it. But thank you again for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week at Wicked City. And we don't anticipate missing any more shows, so we will definitely be here next week.
Yeah, unless it gets worse in Nevada.
I don't think it can get any worse. How much worse can it get? How much worse? I work at a gas station. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Live and share.
Who's Richard?